Now next we have to move towards the refraction of light. So this refraction of light is all related to the propagation of light from one medium to the another medium. Now how we are going to define the medium? So definitely we are saying that one is denser medium and another is a rarer medium. So denser medium, the speed of light is less. Yeah, so the speed of light is less as compared to rarer. So denser means obviously its density is greater. There is more obstruction for the light when it is travel through that denser medium as compared to the rarer medium. So mainly we are going to classify the mediums on the basis of its density. Yeah, so now how the light is going to behave when it enters from one medium to the another medium. So when the light enters from one medium to another medium, there is a change in the path of the light. Yeah, so the light is just supposed to follow this straight line when it is traveling from 1 to 2, but definitely you can say that it just get bends. It either get bent towards the normal or away from the normal. So that bending of light, that is a change in the path of the light. So that we are going to call it as a refraction. That is nothing but what we can say about the refraction of your light. So there are two cases which I have shown over here where the light is traveling from that your air to glass. So in the first case you can see that, so there is an interface. Yeah, so obviously this one along x-axis I have shown the interface which separates your air and your glass. Then there is a normal, obviously, which has to be perpendicular to that your interface. Then this is your incident ray, angle of incidence between normal and incident ray, angle of refraction between that refracted ray and this normal. Yeah, so you can say that the ray is getting bent towards the normal when it is moving from this rarer to denser, as compared to the second case where we can say that when the ray of light is traveling from that your denser to rarer, so it will move. It is supposed to pass as it is, but now you can say that it just get bent away from the normal. Yeah, so in this case also this is what we can say that it's supposed to move like that, but it will get bent towards the normal when it is moving from rarer to denser. And in this second case it is moving from that your denser to rarer, so it is move away from the normal. So this is how we can draw that refraction of light for the two different cases over here. Yeah, so similarly the same thing which I have shown over here. So based on that we have to again study the laws of refraction of light. Yeah, so definitely what are those laws of refraction of light? So that is main important, the Snell's law. So now what is this Snell's law? So now this Snell's law is all related to your refractive index. So that N we are going to call it as a refractive index of the medium. So the refractive index of medium, obviously there are one basic formula, C upon V. So C is the velocity of light in vacuum. Yeah, and this V is the velocity of light in a particular medium whose refractive index you have to determine. So if I want to determine the refractive index of, let's say, glass, so it is a ratio of velocity of light in vacuum upon the velocity of light in the glass. So that ratio, that comparison between the velocities will give me the value of refractive index. So it is just a kind of comparison with the standard value of your velocity of light in vacuum, which is always highest. Yeah, so this is how you will get the value of your refractive index. Now that Snell's law, it states that, so this either you can write it down as a mu also. Yeah, so mu21, or you can write it down as a n21 also. So this is n2 upon n1, and which is your sin I upon sin r. So what it states that the value of this refractive index is fixed for a given pair of medium. Yeah, so this mu21 or n21, this value is always fixed for a given pair of medium, and it is the ratio of your sin I upon sin r. So even if I change the angle I, then according to that your r is also going to change, so which will make the term always constant. Yeah, so the term n21 is always going to be constant over here. So that is what we can say about the Snell's law. So this is how we will define that your Snell's law. So that is what we can say for a given pair of medium, that air, water, air, we can say glass or glass, water, for all those cases, the value of your this refractive index is always fixed. Yeah, so it is generally for the refractive index for glass, which is, you can say, more denser. So that is for, it is around 1.5. For water, we can say that it is around 1.33 approximately, I'm telling you. Yeah, fine. So now there is no refraction for the normal incidence. Yeah, so when the ray is traveling along that normal, so in that particular case, you will find that it doesn't get refracted. It will move as it is. It will move as it is. But definitely the one thing that will surely happen is the change in the velocity. Yeah, it is in the change in the velocity. So definitely when it enters into the glass, its velocity is going to reduce, but there is no deviation, there is no change in the path, or that incident ray occurs when it just enters into that your another medium. Let's start with laws of refraction of light. So that is the first law of refraction, which states that the incident ray, then that is your refracted ray, which enters into the another medium. So let's say that is a glass, this is your air. Yeah, so this incident ray, refracted ray and normal, all of them lies in the same plane. So if you see, this is the screen, yeah, as a plane, where incident ray, refracted ray and normal, all of them lies in that screen. So that is what you can say about all of them lies in the same plane. So similar to that, so we have just seen that second law where I just told you that. So for a given pair of medium, that refractive index is fixed and its value is sin I upon sin R. Then again, so it is also defined that mu is equals to c upon v, that is the speed of light in a vacuum upon speed of light in a particular medium whose refractive index that you have to determine. Now we have to just write it down, that your refractive index in terms of wavelength. So when I just write it down, mu2 1, so it means that the refractive index of medium 2 with respect to medium 1, this is further I can write it down c upon v2, this is c upon v1, so this is c upon v2 and this is v1 upon c. So c get cancelled, this is v1 upon v2. Okay, again we know that velocity is equals to frequency into wavelength. Yeah, so this v1 is equals to f into your lambda 1 and v2 is equals to f into lambda 2. Now the frequency is same when it enters from one medium to another medium. Yeah, so then I can write it down. So this mu2 1 is equals to f lambda 1 upon f lambda 2. So that is lambda 1 upon lambda 2. Now there is a change in the velocity as well as there is a change in the wavelength, but the frequency remains constant. So definitely this is for the first medium, and for the second medium v2 upon lambda 2, and this is v1 upon lambda 1, that is f. Yeah, so they're just changing in a certain proportion, so which will make the value of f constant. Let's say if I say that, so this is v1, yeah, so this is a 12 upon 6, v1 and lambda 1 multiply by that 10 raised to some power, yeah, again which makes now, or which reduces now, let's say 6 by 3, yeah, and that is nothing but f. Yeah, so in both the cases the f is going to remain same. So that means definitely I will say that the value of your f is going to remain constant. This is how you can understand the things. Yeah, or one more way, so when the light enters from one medium to another, so the total energy, we can say neither created nor destroyed, so the energy is not going to change. And if you know that E is equals to h into mu, so this energy is not going to change. The frequency, definitely h is constant and this mu is the frequency, so it is also not going to be changed. So that means the frequency is always going to be same when it enters from one medium to the another medium. Now again we have just seen that is your speed of light v1 upon v2 that we have just calculated for this particular case. Now what are the different factors on which the refractive index of a medium depends? Obviously the nature of medium, whether it is a denser or rarer, wavelength of the light used. Yeah, so we just say that mu is equals to c upon f into lambda. Again temperature, again nature surrounding of medium, nature of surrounding medium. So what are the causes of refraction? Mainly that is nothing but the change in the speed of light when it enters from one medium to the another medium, and that is the main cause of your refraction. There is a change in the velocity of light when it enters from one medium to another medium, and that causes definitely, that is your refraction of light for that particular case. Yeah, so now again we will prove that obviously that refractive index is independent of that angle of incidence. Yeah, it doesn't depends on that.